Hi, Cherie Marie here. I'm a life strategist, life coach, offering strategies and ideas and supporting you through your life. And I was on live video last week introducing myself and telling you a little bit about my journey to becoming a life coach and how I went through a messy divorce about 20 years ago and had to navigate a lot of things, which gave me a lot of experience. And I would like to share a little bit about relationships today because it's coming up for me and people around me, so I thought it was a good topic for today. While going through a divorce, of course, there's a lot of relationships to navigate through. And hey, RT, thanks for coming on. And navigating through the relationship with my, soon-to-be ex-husband, navigating through the relationship with my divorce attorney and his divorce attorney, and keeping that all straight, and as time and having and this changes in relationship with my children and my parents, and of course there's always our family and friends and relationships. And then as time went on, I was dating in those relationships, and then I met my now current husband, and that relationship, which brought on relationships with my stepchildren and his ex-wife. And so the list of relationships is endless, and how to navigate them is endless. And believe me, there's no one answer. There's a lot of answers. So I thought I'd just share a couple of things that I've learned through the years today. And I'd say one of the things that I've learned and practice, although it doesn't always go exactly as planned, is that I picture what I want in the relationship, and then I do my part in it. Now, this is the tricky part for me because I think that I can control it by doing my part. I think the other person is going to do their part and meet me at where I'm thinking. And it's not always so. And what's kind of interesting is that everybody has a different way of showing up in relationships. And just because, I want to show you love by something I do, somebody else might show me love by something they do, but I might not see it as them loving me because I show it in a different way. So it's kind of tricky for me, but I'm starting to, I can see it eventually. At least that's true for me now. So showing up how you want to feel in the relationship to start with, and then letting the other person show up how they show up and see how you feel about that. Then there's, kind of tricky relationships, like at first my husband's ex-wife, because that is never an easy relationship to navigate from the beginning. And I remember consciously thinking about it, that we are going to be connected for a long time. And, my stepkids were her kids are my stepkids, and we're going to be celebrating all kinds of occasions with family get-togethers. And how did I want to be around my husband's ex-wife? And believe me, it took a lot of work and a lot of navigating, but I'm happy to say we've gotten to a point where I think we're in agreement that we're actually friends. I actually like her, and I actually like when we show up at, family occasions together. So that's worked out. And then what's kind of interesting that came up for me in the last week or 10 days or so that I really wanted to share today is I had the TV on, and I couldn't even tell you what show was on, or I probably wasn't really paying attention. It was on in the background. And all of a sudden, the person on TV said that it was time for, how they worded it, it's time for you to take care of yourself in your life and pay attention to yourself and do what makes you happy. Something to that effect. And it caught my attention, and I thought, oh, that's weird. That's kind of interesting that those words would come to me. And I thought about it, and I thought that it's probably a message for me, but I didn't think much about it after that. then a couple days later, I had a session with a client, and what was coming up was she was having a difficult time with her husband. And by the end of the conversation, where the conversation went, was that she really needs to take care of herself, do what's important for her, etc. It was the same message that was coming through for her. And I'm thinking, okay, when I hung up the phone, I actually smiled and I thought, okay, this is definitely a message for me, because it's now come up twice. And then I can't believe it, but today I was in a conversation with somebody who told me the exact same thing directly to me, that what I need to do is just work on the relationship with myself. So, since I've gotten this message loud and clear, I thought I'm going to share it with you guys. So, whatever is going on in your life, in your relationships, see if you can really get some inner focus. And I'm going to do the same, because clearly this message is for me. And pay attention to what makes you happy, what you need. And I know I've given this message before, but it's come to me in a different way, because it's come to me this time always around relationships with other people and love relationships. If things aren't exactly how you want them in the moment, or maybe you're having a disagreement about something, or you'd like to kick it up a notch, whatever it is that's going on in your love relationships, maybe take a step back and let go of that for a moment and pay attention to yourself and your relationship with yourself, and see if working on that and focusing on that can make a difference for you in your relationship with someone else. And it doesn't just have to be love relationships. It can be relationships, with your kids, or a friend, or anybody in your life. So I just wanted to share that today, and I hope that you guys like that message, because I think that message was coming through loud and clear for me. I'm going to come back on this week and talk a little bit more about relationships. I'm going to think more about it, because I've navigated a ton of relationships in my life, and I'd like to share more details. So I'll be back later in the week with more things to share with you. Thank you so much for listening, and whether you listen live or on the replay, I'm always sending you lots of love and big hugs to you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.